Here's all my peoples.
Capital punishment kills. No, really. Hi, I'm Colleen Campbell, and I'm here to discuss the death penalty. Capital punishment is a very controversial topic, and there is a lot of gray areas within it. I'm going to address 2 pros and 2 cons of the issue. The first one will be the cons. The government is committing murder. It's hypocrisy. The problem with the government being in charge of capital punishment is because there is too much gray area in the middle. The punishment for committing murder is being murdered. So by that same standard, aren't the people committing it equally as guilty? So who's to distinguish what murder is okay and what is illegal and punishable? Another thing is that it's a moral issue. Is taking someone else's life because of their crimes our place to make that call? Is it within the realm of the government to decide what is and isn't morally right? In August 2018, Pope Francis declared executions were unacceptable in all cases because they're an attack on human rights and personal dignity. The Vatican added that the church would work with diligence to abolish it worldwide. The point he made in his statement was that it's not the place of man to decide what the divine would want, what is morally correct. And so they actually changed the doctrine of the church that's been in place for thousands of years because they felt that that wasn't our place. So that should have major social repercussions, but it's a matter of personal preference. Another issue that with capital punishment is that the occasional innocent dies. It's not often, but every now and again, an innocent man will be put to death. They usually find out after they've been sentenced and executed that negligence on either the investigators or the actual police officers' part led to them being executed and killed because of it. But when that does happen, what's the punishment for it? Just because you're bad at your job as a police officer or a detective, should other people lose their lives because you didn't check or didn't look back? There's a lot of questions there, and there's a lot of unanswered loopholes. Let's move on to the pros. One of the pros is that it lowers the amount of dangerous criminals. It defers crime. And knowing full well that there are, in fact, consequences for your actions will stop people from going out and robbing banks and hitting people with cars, but it isn't a permanent fix. David Mulhausen, a senior policy analyst at the Heritage Foundation Center for Data Analysis, says that for every execution, there were an average of 5 murders deterred. So it's more of for the greater good. Is sacrificing one person's life worth 5 or so more? And those people that they saved, why are their lives worth more? Is it their choices? Is it quantity? There's a lot of judgment calls. The second pro is that it decreases the financial strains prisons put on the country. Housing, room and board for hundreds of thousands of inmates takes a lot of money, taxpayers' money. So if someone is such an evil, vile person that they have to be put to death, why should law-abiding, hard-working citizens have to pay their money to house these criminals? Why should it be a requirement? It should be a choice. So by actually executing some of those people that are so negative and a drain on society, that would improve the economy of the country altogether and eliminate some of the criminals from escaping or being let out on parole and causing more issues, more crime, and more financial drains. In essence, there are an equal amount of positive and negative effects of capital punishment on today's society. The information has been laid out. Now there's only personal preference to consider. Regardless of your beliefs, one fact rings true to everyone. The death penalty does kill, for better or for worse.